Welcome back to our St. Louis Blues rebuild in Franchise Hockey Manager 11. Getting ready to start a 4th season in charge, and safe to say this is probably the best the team's looked. Last season we managed to win 33 games despite trying to lose most of them. So the fact that we end up finishing just 5 shy of what we did the season before isn't too bad. We did improve in scoring, but we obviously had more goals against as well. But not too bad. First season we ended up took charge, we had 28 wins. Second was 38, and this one was 33. I expect probably close to the 40 mark. I wouldn't be surprised if we make the playoffs this season. But taking a look at our depth before the draft, because it's going to be nice to look at it afterwards, we have a decent amount of players that are going to make their debut here. I was on the fence of starting Emile Ricard, but ultimately decided to leave him in the QMJHL just for another season. He has 2.5 stars. I could bring him up to the AHL, but I feel as though he might as well develop one extra year. But we did have Pinard, who played well for us last season. Didn't really make any adjustments with that. But it does look like Shergitt probably going to get his opportunity here. We might even send him back down to the AHL just because he's not quite up to snuff. Villeneuve, we decided not to pull the trigger and bring him up this season. We're just going to leave him unsigned at the moment. We did bring up Vernhoff, but he hasn't signed with us as of yet. Just want to kind of pick one or the other, not bring both up at the same time, since they both play. They're going to compete with minutes with Palika and possibly Ekblad as well. So rather not do that as of yet, kind of give them the best opportunity for them to be brought up anyways. But it does look like Trey Gustin's going to get the nod this season after having our other player part ways with us. But we'll look at the transaction log just before the draft. And Barrico ended up leaving for a third. And I think we end up making another trade before that, though. I'll have to take a look here. Yeah, so Gordon ended up leaving for 5th, and then Liv moved for a 4th. Obviously, those were the season before, but we'll take a look at our cap situation just before this, and we'll look at the actual annual first. So still around 30 million, which obviously gets reduced. I think currently it says that we're paying 67 million for 37 players. So obviously we're going to have to make some signings, which we do have some in the works, but we'll look at who we owe money to as of yet. Jake Neighbors on his next year, or on his last year. We might end up switching with him with someone else. He isn't doing as much as what I would have expected. Granted, he is getting a decent amount of opportunities, 16 minutes of ice time. I would expect a little bit more, closer to the 50 than the 40s. He did pretty well the second season that we took charge of him, but I do think that he needs to make strides at least halfway through the season. Otherwise, we're probably going to end up letting him go because there's definitely hungrier players looking to get opportunities. Dylan Holloway, for example, with 53 points this season. Not too bad. Pinard, we might end up letting him walk. We might keep him. And Bocage is going to get every opportunity that he can in the preseason. Grayson Sachin, we're going to force him to play this season. We did send him down last season towards the end, and he managed to get around the same amount of points in less games, but he did look like he was more of a 3-star player than a 2-star player. Snuggerud, we're going to try and fit him in, but I don't know if we really can. We might have to make some more trades. And then obviously all our defense are here as well. Kisfero going to make his debut as well. So that's what I'm saying is we're too packed in terms of defensemen, but there's not that many opportunities to tend to bring anyone up. Most of these players are probably going to end up getting sent down. Obviously Trey Gustin's going to end up staying for us this season. We did extend Oster for around $1 million after this, but obviously he is going to be taking a backup role. And again, we might end up letting him go regardless. But looking at some of the players that we're looking at getting Oscar back, Louis Starinen, Jesus, I'm going to butcher that. But Pittsburgh is also in the hunt for him, so we might have to adjust that. We only really want him for the cap. And then Lucas Sachin, I did see that he's available. Obviously brothers with Grayson Sachin, so if we can get any opportunity to sign both brothers, might give us a better opportunity to kind of play them together, which would be also kind of cool. Either they both play together in the NHL or both play together in the WHL. But we did manage to do the draft lottery. Surprisingly, we managed to get top spot. I didn't think that was possible. We were fifth, but it's happened before with other teams. I've seen it even go as much as 8 to the top spot, which I didn't think that you were allowed to do that. But we also have a 28th pick, we have a 37th and a 41st and a 55th. So hopefully we can make the best of what we have here. The only unfortunate part is the top player that we would get, Landon Dupont, who looks like he's already NHL ready. Unfortunately, he's probably the top one. Yep, we're definitely going to get him. We don't necessarily need defenders. If I knew this a couple seasons ahead, I probably would have pulled the trigger and got someone else anyways. So we end up getting Landon Dupont, who's obviously going to be a cornerstone moving forward with this franchise. But the fact that we end up getting him means that we might be able to trade at least one of our right defenders for someone else. But he will probably play with us this year. I did look at Bouchard as well, but ultimately did not make that decision to put him first overall. Kovalchuk, only a 4-star as well. But we'll jump to pick to human and see where we end up lying and who's available still. I think I've seen this name before. We do need a center for sure. Currently we do have a decent amount of them, but the fact that if we can get any trade ups for it, we will definitely take that opportunity, especially since we don't know where we're going to be in 3 seasons from now. But I'm not even going to try and say his name, Jonah. I think we had a goalie like him before. Projected to go 14th. Scouting is probably going to be injury prone too. Intangibles. He gets injured more often. Of course he does. And then gets along with everyone. I don't mind that as well. Just looking at his radar chart, looks pretty good as well. And even his positioning, I like positioning a lot when it comes to players. So we might pull the trigger, take the Swiss international. 6'4" is definitely a plus as well. So now going into the second round here, and obviously left wing is a need. We do have 8 on the roster right now. It does say right defense we don't have as much, but I feel as though we definitely do. Max Perkins, team player. There's a decent amount of green. Not really a defensive player though. Ari Otters, he is 18. He would have been pick 30. And his scouting, he's a little prone to controversy. I don't necessarily like that, but he is German, so I might take that opportunity, or I might go for Kazda. Kazda looks pretty good actually. He can play all 3. Projected to go 25th. What's his intangibles? Looking at it, he doesn't let himself get complacent. I do like that. Obviously injury prone as well, but I'll take the chance on him or Friedrich. Temperament's good. Determination's pretty good, but again, not a defensive player. We might grab him later on. I think Kazda. Can Kazda play left wing too? Yeah, he can play all 3. So we'll jump to the next pick that we have. And it does look like we can get Perkins as well. So we'll get everyone that we want. And we do get another second rounder, or 2 more actually. And if Friedrich is there, I could take a chance at that. Rosen looks good as well. We could get a backup goalie, but it might be too early for that. Eklund looks good. 4-star potential. I do like that. Was supposed to be pick 26. He plays right wing as well. And already saying around Bocage, so probably a little bit better. Controversy though. But this looks like it stands out a bit more. More green and blue. I'm going to take a chance. Like I said, worst comes to worst, you just end up trading them. So I'd rather take that opportunity. We're going to probably go for current ability now. Meijer, where is he supposed to go? 44. Is Friedrich still available, though? Friedrich is not. We'll take a current look at current abilities. He is probably the better one. White, Paxton White, puck handling's pretty decent. He's a shadow, but I'm never high on shadows for sure. So we'll take Meijer with the 44. Or with the 66, I guess he was supposed to be 44. We'll go back to current ability, though. White's also there, so it's only really around 3.5 stars. We could grab a left-right D. Pick 35. I'll take that chance. I might want St. Louis after, though. Jordan St. Louis. No affiliation, it looks like, but pick 80. He's probably going to be gone before that, though. And he did, yeah. Devin Peltier was taken just before that. Cool. I don't mind the name. Perimeter shooter looks pretty good there. Temperament's pretty decent. His defensive rating's not really existent, though. He's ranked 49th. 214, yeah. We might want to... Yeah, it doesn't really look anything in terms of the radar. I'm going to leave it as that. Forceman. Shooting accuracy is pretty decent. Pick 94. Yeah, we could take it. We could take also another Fisher. Determination is a tricky beast for sure. Not projected to go, though. Could grab a goalie, but again, might be too early in the third round. Louis Carlson looks decent. I don't really get to see too much in terms of stats. 122. Clear, I think we end up having it before. Timolenin as well. Witherspoon. 83, yeah, I'll take a chance on Witherspoon. Don't think we necessarily need another center, but I'm going to take that chance. Cool, we might end up getting with the next pick, yeah. I'm just going to pick him. And we'll kind of go more so for ability again. McKinnon, Jesse McKinnon, 134. Scouting, yeah, it's not really jumping off the page here. 2.5 stars, not really something that interests me too much. He is a perimeter shooter, but only around 14. Dimitrov doesn't look too bad. Team player temperament, but even his defense looks pretty bad actually. Now that I end up looking a little bit more into it. Dagana, surprisingly good. You know what? I'm gonna have to remember Dagana. Go more so for potential. McKinnon is the only one that's 1.5 though. Forceman we could get. We did look at it before. Yeah, we'll get Forceman now at 94. And then maybe we'll end up getting maybe Carlson or something. Fisher, Louis Carlson. I think I grabbed him in the other save. But I don't think he's really going to do anything if we grab him. Tuommoinen or Tuomola. Keep butchering these names. I think we might go Hanslick. That looks like a gem here. Yeah, we're going to get Hanslick. Obviously, if I spent longer on each player and took the time necessary to look at every single opportunity stat, then I think we would probably be in a good spot. But obviously we don't have that time, and I feel as though you should still kind of be on a little bit of a clock and not take too long just making your picks. It feels as though it gives you less of an opportunity to really kind of take control from your scouts, because you kind of got to trust them, especially in this. I'm going to take Trey Pearson. Take a chance at the NCAA guy. And like I said, we only probably have 4th round picks, so after this is going to be done. We're going to take Fisher because we already had an eye on him as well. And then Carlson, I might take, or Sundstrom. Oh, it's end of the draft. Okay, so, looking at some of these players, Newman, no. I wouldn't mind just signing one of them. Physicals, it's okay. Look at current ability first. Dimitrov. It would be nice to be able to get a player before they end up and I don't see anything here. I think we're going to kind of leave it at that. I wouldn't be surprised if we end up getting the top draft grade for sure. I think we took who we needed to get at the right time, and obviously getting the top pick and keeping the top pick should definitely go into consideration here. I do think we might have some other signings to make before we're done in the preseason here. But we'll look at the grades, see where we come out, and then see where they end up fitting into who we have now. So looking at it, let's jump up here. Yeah, so just shows that we had the best, we had the #1 overall, but Sharks with Burtis, I do remember grabbing him before in the Philly save, 15th. What'd they get him for? They got him at 8. How is that the best? Second one was Vala. He looks pretty good, actually. It's probably for this one. He was supposed to go 3rd. They got him in round 4. Wow. That definitely would make them have the best draft for sure. 179. Yeah, it's only that pick. That one pick basically made their draft. Kovalchuk, where did he drop down to? His determination is off the charts for sure, but still, I think it's a no-brainer to grab the player that we did. He was projected to go 20, they got him at 11. How's that a top draft? It must be their other ones. I'm only seeing 2 stars. Hildebrand, yeah, 146. So nothing really jumping out. I'm surprised that we didn't get the clear-cut one, but let's look at next season and see where we kind of go. Oscar Back is now going to be a St. Louis Blues, and Lusterinen, good thing I don't have to pronounce his name anymore, is going to sign with Pittsburgh. So not too bad. We got Sachin though, so I don't mind that. He does look okay. Like nothing really stands out, but I mean some of his abilities aren't as great. Liam Pugh is going to be the top draft next season, probably, and left wingers, right D, and a goalie. So more offensive next season. This season doesn't look like it was like that. And Dupont already second best. So second best behind Palika. Do we sign him now? I feel as though we have to. Yeah, we're definitely going to have to sign him. But that means that Vernhoff, I thought we ended up signing one of these two. Yeah, so either Vernhoff or Villeneuve might have to go. I think we're going to end up signing Villeneuve, though. I thought we did before, but apparently we didn't. He's going to probably be our top lefty. And Dupont's going to probably be our top right D. Probably start as second, but easily could surpass Palika. But the fact that our defense is already pretty much shored up, any right D is on notice, that's for sure. Christopher Rowe, unfortunately, might be one of those casualties. But obviously we'll see how well he does. Like I said, I didn't want to bring up everyone, but Vernhoff could be trade bait this season for sure. Marcus Ruck. So Owen Back is our second best center. He's a good defensive center, but grade was pretty terrible last season. But like I said, we were mostly doing it for the cap. Now, Camp, also an opportunity here. He also graded a 59 last season. So, who do we end up getting? I don't think we need Southern. What do we need right now? taking a look at how they evaluate us, they obviously do not consider us to be a contender. So I'm going to have to take a closer look at where everything is. See if our AI actually puts the players where they should. So that's currently where they have it. I do want Martoni on the top line, though. I think Lafreniere is probably our second best. But that means that anyone that's probably not playing at the moment should be easily able to be traded. Lilligren also might have run this course for sure. We're currently paying 73 million, but obviously it's going to drop immediately. If I can solidify something first. Okay, left wing, center we're pretty stacked on. Left wing, Pinard not going to make the cut. Good probably depth though. And Willis also probably won't make the cut this season. Chris Farrow on the outs. But if I had to choose between Chris Farrow probably playing this season and maybe even Janusaj, Janusaj is going to be big too. We're definitely going to have to get rid of a defender. But at least we're stacked on it. We're probably stacked for the next couple of years for sure. Yeah, Lindstein and then Palika. Palika is now going to make 4 million next season. Ekblad, we only need him for the cap, but he's not necessarily going to have to play every single game. And Broberg, I think, is going to be the one that goes. So if we can make a trade this offseason, maybe sign someone that's a little bit better. We only have one spot that we really have at the moment, so we might have to make some trades. I don't know who's on the trade block, but we might have to make some trades for sure. Tepley, no. Anyone that's at least 3 stars, so I don't see anyone jumping out. Yeah, Sam Bennett would be the only one. He graded a 61 last year. Gonna have to look at trade block. Maybe kind of go a little bit fierce on someone. No, I don't really want Verhage. Stutzel would be one of the ones that I would probably get. Let's just see what we can do. I don't think we're going to be able to get him, but I'll give up Vernhoff. Yeah, obviously they don't want to do it. What do they even need? They need right defense. I just gave them one. But I do think Vernhoff is going to be actually good. We'll give him... What's the other one? Not Lindgren. Oh, Broberg. I don't think they can afford it, though. And obviously I don't want to give it first, but for argument's sake... They still won't even listen to that. Well, we can take away one of them. We'll take off... Did not add? Oh, it added their first rounder. Dear God. Obviously that's why it didn't work. And they still don't want to do that trade. That is crazy. Even with this, they wouldn't want to. That is crazy. I don't understand. Like, Stutzel's not even that... Well, he looks pretty good. But I mean, we would set them up for the future, so we definitely can't get it. But the fact that he's on trade block and they're not even going to budge on any of that seems kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. Banijad's available, Campbell. We just want cap. But we want a decent player for it, even if they end up playing on third line. So we'll end up having to figure this out, probably off camera. And hopefully we end up having a solution for it by next episode. But hopefully you guys like this episode. Leave a like, subscribe if you want to see more, and thank you for watching. Until next time.